Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, I want to talk about Ethereum and how it's leading the bull run and it keeps getting stronger. What's going on with Ethereum? It crossed a very important threshold I'm going to talk about today, and also I'm going to tell you why it keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, 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 guys. Today is Ethereum Day. Not just Ethereum, but many others. But Ethereum does continue forward, even though it's up only slightly. But this ratio right here, ETH to BTC ratio, keeps shrinking. And today they did cross important threshold. But overall, ETH is extremely, extremely strong. You could argue that they have been stronger than Bitcoin for quite some time. But what's really driving it? I'm going to talk about it. But as always, got to start out with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is 50,300. For some reason, there was, a small little whale game, right? Bitcoin was right around this point, dropped to 48.7 for no reason at all, and then came right back up. So it looked like there's a little whale-ish game that was going on right there. But we are basically back to where we were yesterday. But the one thing that continues to show me that Bitcoin is still very healthy despite everything else I've been showing you guys. This is it. This is the supply of Bitcoin on the exchanges, and you could see that it continues to drop, and it continues to drop more and more and more every single day. And this is really the only thing you need to worry about, because when it comes to price, it's as simple as supply and demand. And if supply keeps decreasing like this, you know what? It's going to have effect eventually. Maybe not right now, maybe not short term, not within the last day or a few days, right? But long term, this is what's happening. It's a war over Bitcoin. Who could get the most? That is the question, and that is what everyone is trying to do right now. Get in low while they still can. So this is the only thing I will show you guys about Bitcoin today, because I think this is the only thing that really matters at this point. It's the supply is dropping, okay? And it's not just Bitcoin. Of course, this leads to the main topic, which is Ethereum. Ethereum's drop is even more drastic. And something happened, you could see right here, something happened right around mid-November, and the supply of Ethereum dropped by over 2 million from the exchanges. That's not a coincidence. That's not a mistake. That is one whale, many whales, companies, and possibly institutions buying a ton of Ethereum and moving away from the exchanges. So Ethereum supply is dropping even faster than Bitcoin now. And this is not the only thing that's causing it to be deflationary. In fact, Ethereum right now is more deflationary than even Bitcoin. So think about that. But, I mean, this is mind-boggling. You could see it's been going down. But this drastic drop tells you all you need to know about how popular Ethereum is and why it's so strong, right? So I'm going to lead with that. The next thing I want to talk about is this threshold. And I've shown you guys this earlier, I think a few days ago or earlier this week. And this is no normal chart. This is not just the Ethereum versus USD. We know Ethereum is about 4,400 right now. A little bit off from their high, but crawling back. But this is ETH compared to BTC. This shows Ethereum's dominance over Bitcoin. Right? So I've been talking about Bitcoin dominance for a long time. Well, what about Ethereum dominance? Well, throughout Ethereum's history, there's been a few times when Ethereum dominance has shot up quite a bit. You could see since the introduction in 2015, there was a good run until it came back down. And then in 2017, because of ICOs and hype about smart contracts, right, it shot up to the moon. It shot up. This is, again, ETH to BTC dominance. And that was the peak right there, about 0.158. Then we had crypto winter, where everything kind of started coming down, right? And then things got, actually, before that, Bitcoin came down, and then ETH dominance went up again during that mini altcoin season that we had for the first 2 weeks of January of 2018. So that's when it went up again. But since then, it's been held below this point, 0.085. Okay, it's just the ratio between ETH to BTC. And you can see that all this time, since 2018, since May of 2018, ETH dominance has not been able to break it. It's just been down, right? BTC has been leading the way, but now it's starting to come up in a very drastic manner. And it's hard to see, but if you zoom in, it has broken through that 0.085 barrier. And if the ETH dominance continues to go and you're doing charting on ETH dominance, well, the next logical point is this next point, 0.125. And if it keeps going, 0.158. And if it keeps going, who knows where it will go. So ETH dominance is increasing slowly but surely. Like for today, ETH dominance, you can see it's up 2.27%. And it has been doing that over the last year, ever since the start of 2021, which is right here. You could see that it has made some dramatic moves moving upwards. Now, what's the reason for this? Even though I'm showing this, what's the reason for it? I think a lot of you guys know Ethereum is very deflationary at this point. Why? Well, there's many factors. Well, I just talked about how there's a lot of people just simply buying it. And this is not just retail investors buying 2 million ETH off the exchanges. This is institution adoption, right? Institutions or very large whales are buying it up. And here's an example. And this is the irony of this is Three Arrows Capital, their co-founder, has basically flip-flopped. He was a big supporter of Ethereum. Then he started bashing it like crazy on Twitter. And he said some stuff I don't even want to show because he's just, I don't know. He's just very vulgar for the sake of being vulgar, I guess. But now he has done the opposite, or at least his hedge fund has. He basically said, I'm done, over. No way I'm getting back in Ethereum. Ethereum is just playing games with people. Yet his hedge fund just snaps up $400 million worth of ETH. So it's one of those misdirection kind of things. Say one thing, get people to get, distracted, then pounce. So I'm not saying that's a good thing, but that is exactly what he did and his hedge fund did. And that's why there are so many ETH taken off the exchanges, because you're now seeing funds and VCs and even companies, not to the extent of MicroStrategy, but there are reports of them really getting involved with ETH. So that is causing a lot of ETH to just disappear, right? And of course, you can't ignore the burn. And I've talked about this so many times, I don't want to make another big deal about it, but this thing continues, okay? And the reason why it continues is because ETH is so popular, and the popularity is not going to go away. So it's burning just a crazy amount of ETH. In total, it's over $5 billion worth of ETH. Okay, $5 billion worth of ETH. That's gone forever. Just get that through your head. Burn means it's gone. You can't ever sell it. You could argue that some of these hedge funds and these institutions, hey, if they buy Ethereum, they can maybe sell it later on, right? That is true. But when something gets burned like this, it's gone from existence. So, and this continues to go upwards and upwards and upwards because the usage continues to go upwards. So here's an example of the total value locked of all the projects on all the chains that's measurable within the DeFi ecosystem. And arguably the DeFi is the only use case right now for all these L1s, okay? Because DeFi is very vast, but it's what's being used right now. And it's what's locking in the value of these tokens. So if you look at it, Ethereum takes up 66% by itself. All these other L1s that I'm a big fan of, I like Binance Smart Chain, I like Terra a lot, I like Avalanche, I like Solana, I like Polygon, I like Phantom, I like Harmony. The list goes on and on and on. All of them added together is not even half of the value locked on Ethereum. So think about that. All of them combined is not even half of Ethereum's total value locked. So that is the gap between Ethereum up here and everyone that's like not even on the radar almost, okay? And this is causing, a cascading effect because it is the biggest L1, because it does have the most attention and the most total value locked, and because it is very deflationary. This is the chain everyone wants to come onto, despite the fact there is congestion issues. They don't care. You go where the people are, right? It's the same thing with land, or the same thing with, any popular app. Despite the fact it may be crowded, but if that's where the cool people are, that's where you go. If that's where the buyers are, that's where you go, right? And that is exactly what Ethereum is. Everyone, despite complaining about Ethereum and their congestion, this is the number one place everyone goes to. It's immediately, if you're going to start a dApp, where do you go? You go to Ethereum unless you're paid a ton amount to go to another chain. That's just how it is. So you add all this together, this is why Ethereum is so hot, why its dominance continues to increase, and it's really, really amazing. Now, I have warned you guys before about how, hey, whenever Ethereum gets very hot, a lot of people tend to just swap everything from BTC to Ethereum. And I have done that before, and that was a mistake in 2017, okay? But right now, with DeFi, and not just DeFi, there's NFTs, of course, I didn't even talk about, and they are getting hot too. You could see that the dominance is not just skyrocketing like this. It's not just like you could almost call it like a pump and dump in terms of ETH dominance. It's not like that at all. It's not like 2015. It's not like 2017. It's not like 2018, right? It's not just a huge run up and then it just dumps that down. And right now, it's just very different. Right now, you could see that it's just kind of like slow and steady upwards. So it does show that Ethereum is much stronger these days. It's much more solid and reliable. But even with all that said, I don't recommend anyone to just say, okay, I'm selling off my Bitcoin for Ethereum. Because the one caveat to all this is, can they scale? All this is great. Everything I just said is great. But can they scale? And that will be answered around June time in 2022, right? That's when Ethereum 2 comes out. Supposedly, it was pushed back. And we know Ethereum likes to push back a lot of their deadlines. Maybe they'll push back more, but 2022 will be a really telling story because all these L1s, right, even though they're very, very small in terms of total value locked versus Ethereum, they're not standing still and they continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. By June of next year, this will not be like this anymore. They will probably make up more than half of the market. And if Ethereum cannot figure out how to scale appropriately or scale within within that time period, well, then they could lose up that dominance and that money could definitely be flowing in elsewhere, right? So that's the one asterisk. That's the unknown. Can Vitalik figure out how to stay on track and scale Ethereum? He's been doing pretty good so far. And I got to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? So that's the thing about Ethereum. I do continue to think that it will continue to do well, continue to lead this market right now, at least right now. But we'll have to see. 2022 comes, is that going to still be the case? Or are others like Binance Smart Chain, which is right under it, and Solana, and possibly even Cardano, and Polkadot, and Luna, and Avalanche, and Polygon, these guys are not sitting idle. They're getting bigger and stronger too. So we will see. We will see. But right now, Ethereum is definitely in a very good spot, and I do believe they're going to continue higher. All right, now, that's the big thing I want to talk about with Ethereum. There's a few other things I just want to mention. A lot of crypto CEOs right now are at Congress, or they're going to be, and they're going to be questioned. They're going to be doing like a crypto 101 to Congress and basically telling them exactly what some of these proposed regulations will do and how it'll hinder the whole ecosystem, right? So it's really like a big Q&A, I guess, right? It's going to be like that, and FTX is going to be Sam Bankman-Fried is going to be involved, and many others, head of exchanges or VPs of exchanges and so forth. They're all going to be going and going to be discussing this. All right, now, last few things. Visa announces a new crypto consulting service for merchant and banks. So this is positive. Now, we have heard Visa already working with banks to help their customers be able to buy crypto, and that's positive already. But now it's different. Now it's on the flip side. How do they help banks and merchants accept crypto as a payment source? So this is going both ways, right? And it's just funny that Visa, once upon a time, really hated Bitcoin and crypto because they were threatened by it, and now is starting to come to and help crypto grow even more. Think about it. And lastly, Binance is going up today just like Ethereum because they have announced this. Their Singapore arm acquires 18% stake in a private stock exchange. So what does that mean? Does that mean Binance is looking to do an IPO, or are they looking to get into fractional stocks? Are they getting into stocks? Who knows? Binance continues to push the envelope, and regulators don't like it. But you know what? Their war chest is among the biggest in the world. So if they want to do something, they will make it happen. That's just how it is going to be. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Now let's do some Q&A. All right, let me see if I missed anything. Scrolled up. Let's see. Tobor, thank you for that. A lot of people arguing Luna is best. Solana is much better. There's no doubt from a technology standpoint, these Generation 3 chains are better because they're created afterwards. There's no doubt that Solana, from a technology perspective, is better than Ethereum right now. I would argue the same with Solana. Terra, same thing with Avalanche. All these guys are, right? But it's a network effect. People go where the money is. People go where the buyers and sellers are. People go where the cool people are, right? And that is Ethereum right now. But the asterisk is, if they can't figure out that coolness will only last so long, right? So they have to figure out how to scale. Now, there is an event tomorrow that will be Polygon's ZK conference, and Vitalik himself is going to be showing up. Is he going to announce something? I mean, he talked about using VK Snarks to scale Ethereum. Is he going to do something official or make an official recommendation before Ethereum 2.0 comes out? Or he's going to do something with Ethereum 2.0? I don't know. But that is also why Polygon continues to go up. You can see today Polygon is still up 6% because a lot of anticipation of what may come tomorrow. And Polygon is only 6% off from their high, right? I told you guys to stick with Polygon, and right now it's paying off. But let's see what happens if there's a huge announcement that gets announced tomorrow. Tobor, yes, stop shilling, please. All right. Now I'm getting to, okay. Look at Catcoin. What do you think about it? They got a live stream at catcoiner.tv. Catcoin just sounds like a meme coin. I don't even see cat coin. Is it? Do you mean cake coin? Because there is a cake coin, and that is a meme coin. So I don't know. Watch if you're trying to show a meme coin or there's another project with a different symbol. VGX is very undervalued. VGX has been making some moves recently. Voyager, and yeah, they're at $4, not as high as they were before. They were, they peaked around $5, but they could easily get back there, right? They're a brokerage. They're adding new services, new coins, and they're getting into NFTs. They got a big investment from Alameda Research, so that is big. So I think Voyager is going to be just fine going forward. What else is there? Shoot, I missed it. Long live Sheeb and all Ethereum projects. Sheeb Billionaire. I hope that name is true. I hope that you became a Sheeb Billionaire. All right. A lot of XRP. I guess people are talking about XRP. Our XRP army is waking up because it's up today, finally. It's bound to go up. It has been so oversold, right? So it has to have its turn. But I don't hear anything about this Ripple lawsuit. It's not going to really move until that's settled. And I don't know when that is going to be. How many soul makes you a whale? I don't even know. I mean, there's many different kind of whales, right? You could argue with someone that has $1,000, someone that has 100,000 is a whale. If you have $100,000, then someone that's $1 million is a whale, right? I mean, there's no true definition. Of course, when I talk about whales and whale manipulation, I'm talking about guys with, 10, 20, 50 million that they could dump on the market, or they could use leverage to manipulate the market, right? I'm talking about bigger whales. And there's much bigger whales than that. Whales in the hundreds of millions. So it really depends on your definition. Where do you see Polygon if BTC touches 110? Polygon would be, much higher. Just yesterday, I showed a chart from TechDev, and it's following the same footsteps as Ethereum in 2017. If it continues on, Polygon could be at like $5, $7.50, $10, I think that's all within the realm of possibility if Bitcoin doubles from here. What's holding Sunday Swap Cardano back after testnet? Because it's not complete. I don't think people truly trust it yet. It got a few things done, but it's not fully complete. So I think people are still waiting. Let's see. What else? Let's see. Ryan asked about, I'm transferring my IRA over to iTrust Capital. Do you suggest I DCA with a wide portfolio or just dump my entire thing into BTC and ETH? You know what? In my opinion, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're building a crypto portfolio, you should be minimizing risk and increasing, profits as much as you can, right? And no one can tell you exactly for sure this is the way to do it. But that's why I advise the 50-25-25 rule, right? You have to decide for yourself what to do with your retirement funds. But 50-25-25 has worked out for many, many people. Nicholas asks about XRP. I'm just not a fan of XRP. Loop ring up and down, getting left in the dust. There's too much pumpers trying to pump loop ring because they're GameStop NFT, marketplace rumor. I mean, it's big deal. If it happens, it happens. There's a ton of NFT marketplace out there. And people are utilizing that to kind of pump loop ring and get other people to get involved. But outside of that, if you took all that away, loop ring is a decentralized DEX protocol. that is meant to be used in other dexes, which right now no one is using. So I don't know. They had a very close relationship with like Neo and Ontology and several other like Chinese-based projects, but that all seems to have fell apart. So I don't really know. That's why I'm not a fan of Loopring. Jason says, I'm overlooking all the banking partnerships XRP made. Yeah, and what has that done for XRP? Absolutely nothing. They have made relationship with Ripple, not XRP. They're utilizing services that does not require XRP. So how does that help XRP? It doesn't. MoneyGram was the only service, arguably, that was using XRP. And that's because Ripple was paying them to do so. And then after the lawsuit, MoneyGram's like, okay, no, we want nothing to do with the Ripple. And now they're working with Stellar. So were they really a partnership to begin with? No. They were paid to do so. And Ripple invested a large amount of money into MoneyGram to kind of force them to do so too. That's the problem. You could use different services within Ripple without ever buying a single XRP. So I'm not overlooking them. They're just not relevant. I'm not a fan of Rose because it's a Oracle play. If you want oracles, you just go with Chainlink. That's it. Pure Chainlink. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with EOS. EOS is, I think it's dead to me. Could you check out Crom, essentially a DEX based on Uniswap with limit orders? Chainlink, yeah, that's not enticing. There's a lot of DEXs that is that's with either an order book or utilizing some kind of mechanism to add in limit orders, and it's not really a big deal. There's a lot of projects in that, and there's a lot of projects that layer on top of it that adds that, like Unilayer. You can use Unilayer. It's a layer on top of Uniswap that adds in those features. There's a lot of projects like that, Arthur. They're just not going anywhere. Have you heard of Super Farm? Yeah, it's a yield farming play. I think it's created by Elio, but it's just not something that I'm interested in. Can I take funds from Robinhood or Coinbase and transfer to iTrust Capital if I start IRA? Or will they be taxed? When you transfer IRA, it's not. But, I mean, if you're taking funds from Robinhood, you would have to sell it first. Robinhood doesn't have IRA as far as I know. Same thing with Coinbase. So if you're taking those out to put into our IRA, I think that's a taxable event. I'm not 100% sure. You need to call the iTrust Capital guys. They have support that'll help you with that. So call them up. And they'll walk you through that. But as far as I know, I think that's a taxable event. Unless they were IRA to begin with, then you could just simply transferring. Jeff, always appreciate it. Can I do an NFT video? I have done NFT videos, and they have not done very well at all. Despite the fact that NFTs are very hot, many people just don't trust it or believe in it. But what I think is more interesting is metaverses and games. Because I know games will always be there. They have been there since the beginning of time till now, and they'll continue on. People will always like games, right? And you're making games even better now because you're rewarding players. You're rewarding them for their efforts. They're not just wasting that time for enjoyment. Now you could consider it a job because people make very good money playing Axie Infinity. I mean, they make more than their normal jobs. So now you could treat gaming as a job, right? I think that's very interesting. And even if you're not treating it as a job, the fact that you're making money from your game is just, it's fantastic. So it comes down to if you have really good games, like Ubisoft announced the next Ghost Recon on Tezos, which caused Tezos to go up a little bit. I think they're still up today. Still up 10%. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Safe Haven. Yeah, Safe Haven is just like a way to pass on your crypto to others. I'm not a fan of that. I wouldn't trust any small unknown project to be my custodian and pass on my crypto to my family members. No way I would trust that at all. Sean, I'm not bullish on BPro. I just like BPro. So there's a difference there. BPro is still a small project, still executing, but you can't expect them to just keep pumping forever, right? They had a really good run earlier this year. They're continuing to execute, and I think they're going to continue to do well because the guys are ambitious and they're not going to give up until they're successful. But you got to be patient with them. You can't just expect everything to go up all the time. Olympus, no. Is the Ethereum EVM what separates them from their competitors? That and the programming language, Solidity. So Solidity is programming language, but EVM, the virtual machine, yes, it's what powers the smart contracts. It's what makes things run. That's why you see a lot of other L1s come out with their own EVM. For example, Nervos just came out with their Godwoken L2, which is a EVM compatible chain. Telos came out with their EVM2, and IOTA, their new assembly chain, is also EVM compatible, right? EVM is what supports the smart contracts within Ethereum. That is why everyone is using it. So there you go. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. Carlos, appreciate that. All right. Overall, Bitcoin still okay, going sideways, but the reserves keeps dropping. And what drops in even more is Ethereum Reserve. I mean, that's just a crazy amount to be dropping off the exchanges. And Ethereum keeps getting stronger, and I made my case for it, and I do believe it will continue because of DeFi, right? But asterisks, they have to show that it could continue performing, and that's unknown until 2022. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, all right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.